Hey, my bad, guys. Alright, I'm here. Alright. What's going on, Hungry Queens? What's going on, J-Rock? Let me get the link in here. Okay. Alright, we're going to keep this one kind of short and sweet since price action hasn't really done that much today, but I'm going to prepare you guys for the weekend. So, all of the levels from last night's stream are still valid. So, we have had some changes to 4-hour structure. Let me clean up some of these fibs. I would take a screenshot of this if you're just looking for levels for the weekend. This is pretty good representation of where we're at. But what has changed is we didn't quite break structure with the close yet, but we have created structure, created a higher high here. Now, what that means is that if Bitcoin over the weekend were to come down and break this low at about 113,360, then we would have, like, depending on whether it closes above or not, we'd have an SFP break of structure, or we just have a regular break of structure. So this is our current 4-hour strong low now. Now, one thing to be aware of is we were looking at this general box of supply here. Now, we have come up and tested that. And why this structure is important is because of the way that it's being created right at a previous supply zone. So if we were to come down and break this, that would be indicative that maybe we need a little bit of a deeper pullback, and we'd just be waiting for a 4-hour bullish break back up. But we would, if that happens, we would be not completely, we would be under guilty until proven innocent again on the 4-hour, so on like your midterm time frames. Well, what's important is our 12-hour would still be bullish. The 12-hour low is all the way, let's see. Yeah, our 12-hour low is all the way down here, 109,300. So if we do have to, oh, I left the music on again, didn't I? There we go, let's turn it down. So if we do have to have a bit of a pullback here, we can easily come down to like this 110 range, 110.5 to like 111. And that would simply be a golden pocket 786 retrace on our 12-hour. So that's definitely an area of confluence to be aware of. Also, all the demand zones that we've marked out. Interesting to me also our 886 on our 12-hour. Obviously, this will change if we continue to go higher, right? Kind of move around. But our 886 is kind of sitting around that key level of demand that we were talking about before that hasn't been retested yet. These are just some levels to be aware of if the 4-hour does end up breaking bearish. But most importantly, none of this matters if we just continue to go up, right? If this 4-hour candle closes above like 114,400, that would break the structure, and then you do have a nice little 1% stop loss for a long, like 3-to-1 long up to the golden pocket, right? So if you've been sitting on your sidelines, on the sidelines for this entire 4-hour trend, and you're looking for a trade, if today at the close, if we're above this green line here, you can take this 4-hour trade, protecting yourself with the new 4-hour strong low. If we are just going to continue to run higher, I would consider taking some profit at these liquidity levels, but ultimately targeting that golden pocket, and we'll see what happens there. Now, this could turn into a runner that goes all the way up here, right, which would be 9-to-1 trade, which would be nice, but generally you'd be taking a lot of, like, you'd be 75% out of this trade at the golden pocket. So that's the trade to be aware of for the weekend. So let me give you the two bullish scenarios. So that was the first one. So obviously that's one bullish trade that you can take. Another bullish scenario would be waiting for, if this 4-hour breaks bearish, waiting for the 4 hour to flip back bullish to match the 12 hour again, right? So if you come down and you start creating some actionable structure, maybe it happens here, right? Maybe it happens down here, right? But these wouldn't be the same scenario, right? But wherever that does end up happening, you'll have a fresh 4 hour trend to hop on. It would also give some time for this 50 EMA to get pulled up and cross and then get retested and then go. The other option, of course, is we go up, we hit the golden pocket, then we come back and test it, then we go. So those are kind of the bullish scenarios that I'm looking at. If we're looking at the bearish situation, so we know that the daily broke bearish structure here, right? So we are under daily bearish structure, and we know that there's a possibility that we could break here. We could break 4 hour structure. If you are in the bear camp and you think that this low down here is going to get swept, just so that you're aware of the trade, if this 4 hour comes down and breaks this low, there would be a short possibility. It's a 4-to-1 trade back down to the daily low. So I just want to make sure you guys are prepared. A prepared trader is a profitable trader. Also, at the highs, I mean, if we continue to go up 4 hour structure and we create like some sort of bearish structure at the golden pocket here, this same trade exists up here. Right? A little bit better risk to reward. Obviously invalidated if the structure flips back bullish or it hits the stop loss, which would also be the structure flipping back bullish, right? Okay. So that's kind of what I see for the bear case and the bull case going into the weekends. If we take a quick look at Ethereum here, it's really the same story on Ethereum. It's I mean, it's getting closer to doing it, but it still hasn't broken it. You got to break 44.95. If you break that, you can look for a mitigation trade and a continuation. Nothing's really changed on Ethereum all week, so hopefully you guys are up to date on the levels for Ethereum. Nothing has changed. Inside the box, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump. Dump, maybe? I don't know. All right. Let's quickly run through the assets here. Solana hitting the top part of that golden pocket, creating some structure here. So similar to Bitcoin, if this 4 hour closes red and then it comes up and breaks this high, you'll have a pretty good long trade with the stop loss underneath that new strong low. But with that being said, we are at the golden pocket, so be cautious. If 224 can durably hold, I would expect to move up to 243. I'm not really worried about Sol unless Sol breaks 221. Well, basically 222. If Sol can hold above 222, I'm not really worried about it. Yeah, I'd say hold 222. You're looking fine. If not, you may have to come down probably to the exact same zone that we were looking at before. Probably to like this 215 to 217 area. I wouldn't really short Sol unless you see Sol break this, like put in 2 red candles here, put in 2 green candles, break the high, and then break the 4 hour bearishly. That's the only conditions I would really look for shorting Sol. I'm not interested in shorting Sol unless we get a 4 hour break of structure, just because, I mean, it's been going straight up since it has 4 hour bullish break of structure. Why fade it, right? There's better things to fade at this point in time. So that's what I see for Sol. What's up, Dutchy? Good to see you. What's up, Jenna? Man, we have just been murdering Sol since all the way down here. Well, yeah. Support and resistance, guys. I guess we can look at Sui. I want to keep this one short and sweet. Don't want to spend too much time. I want to get you guys prepared for the weekend. So Sui hit our target, 3.61. It's trying to hold out there now. Look at our 4 hour. About to have a golden cross. Put in a nice little 4 hour low here. Story is the same on Sui. If you break this high and break this low, then maybe I'd consider getting a little bearish. Except until then, it looks good. If you come up and break this high, 3% stop up to your golden pocket. A little 2.8 trade up to your golden pocket if you break the high. TP1 would be 3.8, this like 0.5 liquidity area here. But yeah, Sui Sol continues to look way better than ETH. Again, just wait for the 4 hour break of structure on these coins if you're going to be trading them bullishly. Yeah, I just did Sol, Max. I'm just doing quick updates here before the weekend for you guys. It's not going to take too much of your time. Appreciate you guys stopping through. Yeah, I can look at Chill Guy for you real quick. Ooh, it did it. Chill Guy pulled the low like we were talking about. So, that was a while ago. When did I last look at Chill Guy? Yeah, 4 hour uptrend just continues to go up. Strong low here. Unless this breaks, you're fine, Jenna. Getting like a downtrend momentum breakout right now. I like how it came above the 200, came back to test the 50, and is now trying to get support on the 200 again. Internal structure broke back bullish here, which is nice. It means we probably go to like our 1 hour. So yeah, our 1 hour, you set some structure at the highs. You then break that structure bearishly. Then you set some downtrend structure. You just broke it bullishly. I'd look for mitigation continuation. Again, 50 crosses the 200, buy underneath the 200, buy underneath 200. Any of these coins that are in 4 hour bullish structure, you can scalp to the upside. You can use whatever trading strategy you like, scalp to the upside. Areas of interest for me, right here, it's a big area of interest. I would take profit on your, I would take some profit, right? Don't completely close them, but I would take some profit here. You have liquidity, and you have supply concerns. But if you make it past here, you should have a pretty easy move up another 10% to like 5.6. Make it past that, you're going to 6 cents. So I'd go like TP1 here, TP2 here, TP3 here. That's the only concern so it's kind of like this inverse head and shoulders vibe, right? I really like that it pulled this low on the daily and SFP'd it. Not only did SFP it, it looks like it gave you 12-hour structure. Yeah. So it breaks the low here, creates a high, breaks that low again, breaks that high. You're now under 12-hour bullish structure. Sol just went. It's probably time for coins on Sol to go. I think you're just fine on Chill Guy. Yeah, the only thing that would change my mind is a break of 43.46. Otherwise, I think you're going here, then here, and here. Okay. What's up, Darren? Good to see you, man. Can I look at FET? Yeah, guys, ask me any coins you want because I'm not going to stick around that long today, so we can speed through these coins here. Daily structure is bearish on fetch. It still has some work to do. Actually, yeah, it's bearish. So to break your daily structure back bullish again, you would need to break this high here. If you can break this high here and flip your daily structure back bullish, I think you're coming up to 108. It's bouncing nice off the previous support level here, right? So you hit demand, you bounce, then you come back for your order block. You bounce again off that order block. Now you just want to see it break some daily structure off that to be more convinced that this doesn't need to come here. If we're going to have a pullback on fetch, I love an SFP of this low into this decision block to then go. I would like that a lot. So I would just be patient on this. If you come down to like the 53.5 cents area, I'd be really interested in any 1 hour breakdown here. Any 1 hour breakdown here I'd be really interested in. Otherwise, let's look at our 4 hour. Yeah, you don't even have 4 hour structure in here. So your 4 hour highs up here as well. Otherwise, I'm looking for the same way that we have like range, initiation, mitigation, possible continuation. I'd be looking for initiation, mitigation, continuation. Get in on the mitigation and take it up to 108. Yeah, Max. Yeah, I think 108 untested weekly. Ave. Yeah, we can look at Ave. Ooh, it front ran us a little bit. Alright. Dang, look at that. That's crazy. It hasn't broken yet, though, so it may reject and come down to that level. Still very interested in this. Very, very interested in this. What would tell me that okay, it's probably done what it needs to do? Oh, your 4 hour structure high is actually here. Wait, no, it's not. What am I saying? It's here. Okay, so what would tell me that we don't need to come here? A break above here, mitigate, continue. Otherwise, we're probably coming here to go. Grab all the liquidity from these lows. Continue. What would I like down here? Again, I'd like 1 hour. 1 hour, or if you're trying to front run the 1 hour 15-minute, but at least like some sort of mid to high time frame structure down here right out of that. And you can run this all the way back to here and here. I'm not worried about Ave at all as long as you hold 276 or SFP it into this. But yeah, those are kind of the most high confidence plays I see. I see either a break of this, mitigation, continuation, or I see a swipe lower into like this 293 area, grab all this liquidity, and then go. And I like 1 hour down here, and I mean, you could even take like 5 minutes on this mitigation. I'd say 15 minutes on the mitigation. Hope that helps. QNC? Yeah, you look at QNC. Well, looks like they might come for us on this. Yeah, so we hit this level. We got a nice bounce out of it. Rejected. Coming back down. Did we pull this low? We did pull this low. Did we break the high? We SFP'd the high. Okay. All right, so as we currently stand, we had a bearish SFP on the 4 hour. After a bullish SFP on the 4 hour. Ooh, wait, actually, yeah. So we're kind of in indecision area. So what are we waiting for? We know we're in a key bounce level. We know we have one more key bounce level below us, right? I would say if this high breaks, you can take the same trade that we had plotted out. Target's the same, 135. If the 1 hour doesn't break, and I mean, this is a 5-to-1 trade, so you can just take this if the 4 hour breaks. It'd probably be a little better than 5-to-1 since your stop loss is a little higher and your entry is a little lower, right? But you can also do the same thing that we were talking about on QNT, right? So if the 4 hour breaks here, you can take 5 or 15 minute structure on a mitigation. Target would be the same though, rotating up to these highs. Obviously, you could take some off at key liquidity levels, right? Otherwise, what would I like to see? I would like to see a sweep, grab all of the liquidity in these lows into our key level at 94. What would I like at 94? Some sort of 1 hour structure down here, bang. 4 hour structure if you're more patient, right? But if you're trying to front run the 4 hour, you can do 1 hour to bounce out at 94. Basically, it's the argument I'll give you for QNT right now is the same as ETH. Why trade this when it can't even break 4 hour yet when there's a lot of coins that are currently in a 4 hour uptrend? So let it do the work. Let it break the 4 hour. Let it show you, okay, I proved it to you. I'm ready to go up. And then you get in and then you ride it up. Less heartache, less pain. All right, guys, if you're in here, make sure you like the stream. Make sure when the stream's over, you go back and watch the first 10 to 15 minutes. That's going to be all the Bitcoin analysis. That's where I go over everything that you need to know about Bitcoin for the weekend. So if that's why you're here and you're wondering why I'm talking about all these altcoins, just go watch the first 15 minutes. But yeah, any altcoins you guys want to know about setups for the weekend, go ahead and throw them to me. We'll go over them, and then I'm going to get out of here. I have no idea what those coins are. I'll pull it up for you all about movies, but if I don't have anything good to say about it, I'm not going to talk about it. Oh boy. I'll tell you this is a spot play. It's a spot play, and you're just hoping to buy the stall out and sell the scam rip, right? But that being said, this is risky as all get out, and I mean this coin has done nothing since its inception except dump, basically. It's below its lifetime VWAP. All right, let's see what I can tell you on this. So. I mean, you break weekly structure here. If you're going to do another one of these scam pumps here, it's going to happen after you break weekly, right? So how did you identify this scam pump? You set a high on the weekly, break the low, break that weekly high, weekly market structure is bullish, bam, let's squeeze these shorts right into resistance, boom, let's dump it down again. Right? How did we identify this one? Set a high on the weekly, break that low, break that high on the weekly, boom, let's wreck these shorts right into previous resistance, dump it down. So we're going to follow the same pattern. If we break that high on the weekly, you can get in. Where are we probably going to jump to? Right to previous resistance, dump down, and then maybe you get another leg up here after. But To be honest with you, I don't like this at all. If you want a better risk to reward, you would prefer this low get swept and then break structure here and then target here and maybe you get a better RR. That's pretty much all I'm going to say about this because I don't want to encourage anybody to trade this. But yeah, if you come above 35.18, you can probably get a short squeeze. Your purchase price was 0.047. I'll tell you this, you're going to get a chance to get out. So I would just set a sell limit order there and get out when they squeeze the shorts. I mean, they kind of mitigated the zone here. Yeah, I'd say more likely than not, you're going to get a chance to get out. Of course, Jenna, anytime. It's always a pleasure to have you here. All right, let's look at your other pick and let's see if this is any better. Oh, God, man. What are you doing to me, bro? Yeah, dude, close and break even and buy something better. It's all love, man, but yeah, I would get out of that garbage for sure. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, Jen, I'll do it for her. I would want to see B3 get above this lifetime VWAP before I would even. This is in. So there was a launch pump, and now this is in price discovery to the downside. So if you can get it underneath launch price, you may be able to ride like a launch pump, but I'd want to see this get above the lifetime VWAP before I'd really touch this. I'm just going to give you weekly on this again, man. That's the best I can really do for you. So you swept the weekly low here. If you want to get bullish on this, pretty much where the lifetime VWAP is, you want to see it close above 4 cents. And then you get initiation, mitigation, continuation. Otherwise, expect it to go down. Okay, I'm going to move on to something else. ENA, or width? Yeah, I can look at width. So you break your weekly structure back bullish here. You come back to your decision block. I hope that coming on here and showing you guys this every day, you guys start to see what I see. So you're under bullish weekly market structure, and your weekly strong low is still way down here. Let's look at our daily. Okay, so you break your daily market structure bullish here. After you pull your daily structure, you've just been pumping out of it. I like this. I like that. To me, it doesn't really matter how far we come up. So, like, we could sweep the liquidity in this high and then come mitigate this and then go. I would still like this. Oh, thanks for the kind words, Moist Mike. Appreciate it, bro. Let's check out the 4 hour. You're about to get a 4 hour. You're using these quarterly VWAPs as support, which is nice. This may go, actually. This may go. So let's talk about how you could trade this safely, right? So you set a low, you set a high, you set a new low. So if you get a close on the 4 hour, I still like the daily mitigation trade, right? But you might not necessarily get that. If you want to participate safely, if you wait for a 4 hour close above here, you can then enter a long position with your stop loss below this strong low. And look to run it to the weekly. Obviously this is like, there's some barriers in your way, right? Take some profit in this area here. Then you take some profit up here. And then you can leave a runner up to the weekly week high. I would say take some profit at like a 1-to-1 and then take some profit up here, like 4-to-1, 5-to-1, whatever it is up here, and then leave the rest to run. Those are the two kind of trades I see. I see the mitigation trade, and I see the close above strong low pump trade. All right. I'm going to close it off here because this was supposed to be a short stream. I'm going to look at ENA and I'm going to look at Cardano for Dutchie and Jenna, and then we're going to get out of here. Make sure you go back and watch the first 15 minutes to see the Bitcoin analysis, and make sure you subscribe, ring the bell, join the free Discord, pinned to the top of the chat. Come hang out with us. All right. Okay. All right, so you hit the level that we were looking at, Kim, for this decision block here. What's left for you to do is to break some structure out of it. All right, Kim, I would assume it's going to continue to go down until you break 15-minute structure. So if you're able to pull this high at 78 cents, then I think that's a good signal that it might have done what it needs to do. And then you get a 2.36 to the highs. You hit a nice daily order block here. You've done a good job of mitigating everything on your way up, and you've just mitigated this. I still think it's going to its dollar target of liquidity, so that turns into like a 5-to-1 trade. If it doesn't break 15-minute structure and it just continues to go down, the next area of interest, so it... I'd like maybe a sweep of the low, like maybe come down, sweep of the low, break. But then again, that would break 4-hour bearish. Really, I would just like maybe one move lower and then break. It's like an SFP here. Those are kind of the two trades I see. Really, you're just waiting for like 1 hour or 15 minutes to line up with your 4-hour. Unless you break 72 cents, I think you're doing just fine on your way to $1. You break 72 cents, then you're talking about coming down to like 69. That's what I see. All right, let's look at ADA. get a new chart. Okay. So ADA continues on the daily uptrend here. Alright, so you break your daily structure here. It looks like you come down to your golden pocket. You come down to your golden pocket. Now you're pulling your way back up. If we look at 4 hour. So at your golden pocket, you pull your 4 hour structure here. You break your 4 hour structure here. Then you SFP the low. Then you break the high again. And now you're going up. You have a 4 hour strong low down here at 85 cents. Should 85 cents hold, you're looking just fine. Otherwise, what would I expect? I would expect a mitigation underneath the 200, probably right here. Come down here, put in like 1 hour structure. This is for the whole weekend, right? Put in like 1 hour structure down here, break that, get long, target, run of the highs. Otherwise, if you break this high with a close, or sorry, not that high, break this high with a close, then you're looking at interesting. Yeah, if you break this high with a close, then you have a new strong low at 85 cents, and you're probably going to run up to your first liquidity target up in here. About 96 cents. You've mitigated this supply concern. I don't really see anything else in your way. You already swept this liquidity with this wick. If you close above here, I don't really see much in your way. I think you're going right to 96 cents. Whether you come up there and then mitigate or not, or you just come all the way up here, I'm less confident in what happens when we get here. But if we break this high, I'm pretty confident we come here, unless the strong low breaks. I would love an entry down here, area between 83.61 and 82.34. If we look at like our fib confluence, I bet you, yep, I bet you that's the golden pocket. Yeah. Those are kind of the two trades I see. I see a 1 hour close above here, taking you to the liquidity 96, or we come down here first. And then what would I like down here? I'd say 15-minute, any sort of 15-minute market structure shift down here to get long to pull it up here. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by the stream. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, ring the bell, join the free learning Discord, pinned at the top of the chat. Make sure you go back and watch Bitcoin, please, for 15 minutes. It's very, very important. My name is Wave Cipher. Much love. Trade safe, guys. Have a phenomenal weekend, and I will see you guys at the weekly open. Much love. Wave Cipher out.